Hey there, Sagittarius. Welcome to your reading for the week of July 24th. We're just going to jump right in here. You have this card that says settling on it. It says your soul is telling you you're on the wrong path. Allow yourself time and space to evolve and find your true path. You have this rescuer. Someone in your life may need help. May help you get back on track. There you go. It says, don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it. Just don't give up. So even if you feel like you're on the wrong path, I feel like you will get back on your path. I want to stress that I do not personally believe that we ever get onto the wrong path. I know sometimes we might feel like we've gotten off onto the wrong path, but really I think that, pretty much everything happens for a reason. So I really don't think you're on the wrong path or anything. Funny enough, you start with the star there, and the star is kind of a card of a path because the star represents your North Star. It's like when we have the star in life, then, it represents something that we can always aim at, something where if we don't know, like, what we're doing, as long as we have a North Star, then that we always work towards, then we will be successful. So it's kind of about developing a North Star, the star card, or it's about working towards something that could be very successful for you. So I feel for a lot of you, you're working towards a lot of success here, but you need to maybe you need a North Star. Some of you might not have a North Star. And, again, it's kind of hard to say like what a North Star is, but, because it's like different for everyone. But I would say it's something that fires you up, something that you're passionate about. It could be something you're passionate about doing with your life or sharing with the world. It could be an idea. It could be a cause, something that you care about. Anything like that. But what I would say is I feel you need to explore like what really makes you happy. I always tell people if you really don't know where you are, if you really don't know what makes you happy, right? It's like, don't start. I think people get tempted to start like at, I'm going to save the whales. So, I always make that joke, right? Or, I'm going to save all the homeless or whatever. And those are all great things, right? Don't get me wrong. But I encourage people not to start there because really, usually that is not your purpose. But here's the thing is it could be part of your purpose. It's like, maybe your purpose, I think a lot of people say, I want to save the homeless, which is great, right? But it's like, how are you going to do it if you don't make money, for example, right? So I always tell people, it's like, don't be afraid of saying that it's, I want to make a bunch of money, and then you can use that money to help the homeless, right? So I always tell people, it's like, sometimes I think we think that it has to be like some great, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but whatever. We think it has to be some sort of humanitarian thing, right? That could be part of it, but I wouldn't start there because you should really be starting with your heart. What does your heart tell you? You have the Page of Cups and the Knight of Cups here. Both Cups cards can represent your heart. And so you have to explore. You might have to start small. Maybe you feel like, I'm going to go play with ants in my backyard. And maybe you go and do that. And you're like, I don't really like this. But maybe you start, doing something else. Like you turn on your grill and you start grilling something. You're like, I like cooking. So that's, that was a super simple way of saying it. But you have to, this is a process of discovery, the star card. And I encourage people to do that. I really feel it's the only reason we are here on Earth is to, really bring more love into the world and more happiness, more purpose. Right now, we're in this world that is very competitive. We're entering into co-creation. I could talk about this all day long, but what I would say is I think we're here to bring more love, not as in love, like a person, although, that could be part of it, but I'm just talking about the energy of love by doing something you love. Most people are like, I want to go become like an evil lawyer, and, they do that and they hate it. So, what I would say here is, and if you love being a lawyer, then you're on your purpose. That's all that matters, right? So no judgments here. But what I would say is that, number one, every time I go see my lawyer, I cry because it's just like, the most boring place on earth, right? My lawyer's office, but horrible. But what I would also say is that, number two, if that's what you love, that's what you love. You have the Five of Pentacles. You are clearly not doing something that you love. Five of Pentacles is about calling attention to your weaknesses. I always say with the Five of Pentacles, the easy solution here is to not call attention to your weaknesses. They are calling attention to their problems, but there's a solution right here. This church behind them, they could easily go inside that church and, solve all their problems. But, so it's definitely something to think about. You have the Two of Pentacles. Again, I feel it's time to get busy finding your purpose. Again, I can't stress enough that I think people need to realize that starting in like 2020, basically, well, really probably soon before that, really 2012, if you want to get super specific, but I think there was a peak of energy in 2020 that it kind of kicked off this energy of people moving more purpose-based. It's like when you think about it, COVID happened. What did COVID do? It got a bunch of people starting side hustles from home. This is only the very beginning. So a lot of these people, a lot of things that people created probably failed or didn't work out or whatever, but it was kind of like the seed had been planted, right? So, I keep encouraging people, you don't have to necessarily do a side hustle, but, you could be getting a job or looking for something that you're much more passionate about, that you really want to do. And that's what I feel is going on here. But again, same thing with relationships as well. It's like you could be looking for something that you're much more passionate about, or that you actually want to invest in, right? Let's see. With the Star card, here you go. You have the Knight of Cups. Definitely could be a Knight in Shining Armor coming in for you. I'm pretty sure you've had a water sign, which is weird. I don't know. Again, I don't know how Sagittarius does with water, but, there you go. It doesn't matter. Again, I always tell people, don't judge people based off their sun sign. Every single person I've ever met that's like, I would never date a, Sagittarius or whatever, has been single for a very long time. I've told you before, Sag, that I have people on this channel. I've had this channel for over 9 years now, and, I've had people since the beginning leave comments, oh, I would never date a Leo. 8 years later, 9 years later, they're still leaving the same comment, I would never date a Leo. I'm like, probably because a Leo is the love of your life, and you're over here saying, I'm not going to date this person because of their sun sign, right? Which sun sign compatibility is BS, plain and simple. So I feel for a lot of you, it's like saying, who the hell cares what they are? If it's a good person, it's a good person. With the Five of Pentacles, you have the Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, this is very good. Ten of Pentacles is like everything you want in life. It is the tree of life, and it kind of represents total fulfillment. So I feel like there's a lot of fulfillment coming in for you. This is what you're building up to, is a lot of success. So love it. I'm not saying it's going to happen overnight. I always tell people we are, again, in the time of the Ten of Pentacles. But again, Ten of Pentacles, building or leaving a legacy. It's something that you do for the rest of your life. It is not something that you just like magically get, right? With the Two of Pentacles, you have the Devil here. I would get rid of any juggling energy, or if you have a person who is a devil, obviously I would get rid of them. I would also, watch any bad habits that you have with that card. Next, in the area of what you need to hear right now, you have this card that says, very last minute, a choice will be made. Take a leap of faith into the unknown. You have this card that says, a few years from now, a mark that's forever celebrated. The mindset will define your leadership. It says, legacy, honor, ancestry, history. You are literally setting up maybe future generations in your life here, Sag. So, this could be an important decision you make. I'm also hearing marriage. Like some of you could be marrying a person or meeting a person where the two of you build a legacy together. You have the Lovers and the Four Wands here, so it really could be, a very solid connection. I know, everybody says that Sagittarius is the bachelor sign, right? Sagittarius is considered to be the sign that doesn't get married, but, obviously, some of you, I'm sure, are married, and there are plenty of Sagittariuses that I'm sure have been married for a long time. But again, you could be meeting a person that, it gets you to let go of your bachelor ways. There you go. But, again, I feel for others that you could, whatever you're working on, like if you're working on a side hustle or whatever, especially if you've started it over the past like 3 or 4 years, I would say, I see a lot of success coming in whatever it is. You have the Page of Cups, the King of Wands, and the Knight of Cups here. Definitely could be a love offer. I'm telling you right now. I feel like this person's very different. There's something very different about this person. I am almost positive that I've said this to you about them before. They're kind of like a sleeper. It's like, and here's what I mean by that, is it's like, I feel like people have like this certain perception of this person, but it's like they're actually like a monster on the inside. But I mean that in a good way. I know that sounds bad, but I feel like, people look at this person and they look at them as like a sweet person, or just a caring person, but I feel like they are, but I feel like they're also, I have like a very driven energy. You have the King of Wands here. It could be another fire sign, really, that's coming in for you with that, with the King of Wands. But it's like I think people get this perception of them, and, but it's like really there's something else. This is like the type of person where it's like maybe they live in an apartment, right? But they have a ton of money, so they could be like wealthy, but they just don't like go around like flaunting it all over the place. And also maybe they're smart, right? maybe they see things over the next, 20 years, and they're like, you know what? I need to save my money because the next 20 years is going to be crazy. I need to invest it so I can become even more successful. So I kind of, again, you have all this stuff about legacy and everything like that. So you could really be meeting a person who's going to be very successful, or who does things like that. Again, like I said, it could be a person who it's like there's a perception about this person, but it's wrong. But it's almost like in a good way. You have the King of Wands here. Again, this could be that person. I kind of see all three of these as one person. So it could be a fire sign. This could be who they really are on the inside, is like a King of Wands, very bold, very assertive. Doesn't matter what gender you're into. I also do feel like if you're working on anything, business related, that you need to embrace the energy of the King of Wands. He's a true entrepreneur, but he really takes care of things like a baby. I always say to me, he really nurtures things into existence. So if you have a business, a career, a relationship, whatever you're working on, doesn't matter. Anything that you care about, I would really nurture it, because I feel that's where the success is coming from. You have the Knight of Cups here. Knight of Cups obviously is a knight in shining armor. I do feel there could be a knight in shining armor coming in for you, someone who really sweeps you off your feet, someone very special. And again, I feel like you see something in this person that they don't, or that other people haven't. It's like other people have missed this. It gives me the vibes of, and this could be you as well. Sagittarius, you could be the sleeper. You could be the person where it's almost like the universe doesn't show people who you or this person is up front. It's like, it's like one of those things where people find out after that this person is like super successful secretly or whatever. And it's not even like this person hides it, right? Or it could be you, where it's like the universe kind of hides your abilities up front, and then people always see it after. But it's almost like you're meeting a person, or again, you are the person where they're seeing it like up front for a good reason. You have the Three of Swords with that Page of Cups. Again, I would be careful of past people here. Also, this could say that someone needs to heal from a heartbreak that has been happening or has happened. So if you went through heartbreak, maybe you need to heal. With the King of Wands, you have the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles is a change in direction. It also says, is the juice worth the squeeze? So, going this way, you could be saying, like, do I want to get married? Do I want to invest in a relationship? Is it worth it? All that other stuff. With the Knight of Cups, you have the Wheel of Fortune here, so definitely a change in your fortunes. Again, this could be a person that changes your life, like I said. The other thing is, if you don't want love, the Knight of Cups, this could be an opportunity that changes your life, because the Knight of Cups, I'll just show you. He's standing in the desert. He's got that water flowing in front of him. So, if you're in the desert, you would think, oh, nothing can grow in the desert, but he's got the water right there. So he could easily plant seeds in front of that water and they would grow. So it does say that, you might be in a place in your life where you feel like that you don't have the resources, or you don't have whatever you need to get something to grow, but you actually do. So, I feel it's saying like, get moving on something you want to start. Next, in the area of the unexpected, I don't really feel like there's anything unexpected here, just so you know. You have this card that says, know that you are safe and protected. You have this other card that says you're creating a you that you will be proud of. Yes, definitely. This is what we were talking about. This is all you need to pay attention to right here. I wouldn't even worry about love or anything like that, although there is love here. But, again, the only thing I would focus on is you right now. Sagittarius is, kind of like improving your life, making these big improvements, doing things that, inspire other people. You have the Star here. I always say that the best, most spiritual thing we can do over the next 20 years is be an inspiration to at least one person in our life. Could be your children, could be your family, it could be, anybody. It could be a bunch of people. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be a bunch of people. Like I said, one person is enough. That's all you have to do. So, doing something that other people can look up to with that Star card, doing something that's hard in life, or, doing something that shows other people it's okay to leave comfort zones, or that it's okay to learn how to overcome obstacles and things like that. Those are the things that we will be rewarded for spiritually because of Pluto and Aquarius. Anything that benefits the collective as well, we will be rewarded for that as well. So, any of those things that you can do will be great. You have the Four of Wands, the Lovers, and the Eight of Wands. I'm telling you right now, if you are meeting a person, it could lead to marriage quickly. So you have the Four of Wands, the Lovers, the Eight of Wands. This is like quick success, quick movement, very quick type energy going on here. The Four of Wands is a full commitment as well. So, definitely could be marriage. I feel if you don't want love, and even if you do, it doesn't matter. I would say that the Four of Wands is a card of freedom. And then you have the Eight of Wands, which is also a card of kind of like freedom. Eight of Wands is quick conclusion or quick success. But I look at the Eight of Wands as a card of momentum. It's like a card that says you are building something up in your life, and once you get enough momentum going, then it becomes unstoppable. So I kind of feel like if you're building something right now, especially with the King of Wands, that you're building something that will be unstoppable. I feel like some of you right now, it's like I get this feeling that you might feel like you're very small. You know what I mean? I don't mean like literally, but I mean like maybe you feel like your business is super small, or you have a YouTube channel that's super small, or something like that. But I feel like you have no freaking clue where it's going to be in like 5 years. And I know that that sounds like a long time, but let me tell you something. I had this channel for 9 years. I cannot even believe it, right? It happened so fast. It's gone. The time has gone by ridiculously fast. So, it'll be there. You'll be there before you know it. And it's like you're going to be growing the entire time. So, who cares how long it takes? You even have that card that just says a few years from now. So it might just be 3 years from now before things take off. But, I feel like there's a lot of success here. You have the Lovers. I definitely feel there could be love coming in for you. Could be a Gemini as well, or an Aquarius. You have a lot of, you have, the Star and the Lovers here. So, air would make sense to me for you, but, take how it resonates. But what I would say is that, again, even if you don't want love, and even if you do, I feel for all of you that you need to make sure that you're doing things that you do love, that you feel guided to do. This right here, this guy up here is your higher self angel. So I feel that there are things that you need to make sure, like I feel you need to do things that are more fulfilling in your life. Sometimes I feel like the Lovers says that you need to create more fulfillment, because the Lovers is like a card of your morals, like ethics, your values, right? And we are in a time of morals, ethics, and values. We have all this energy in Taurus, and which is all about what do you value. And if you work with the energy, again, if you do more things that you value instead of things you don't value, then naturally you're going to attract more good stuff. I'm telling you, look at this. With the Four of Wands, you have the Two of Cups. Definitely love coming in for you. This is definitely a very good love reading. And again, funny enough, Two of Cups is a card of someone who is different than your usual type. I'm pretty sure I said this to you in your last reading. You definitely could be attracting someone who is different than what you would normally go for. Or there's some sort of difference here. I was saying, like, people, it's almost like I said, I feel people see this person one way, but they're really like another way. That's the best way I could describe it. I feel like you'll pick up on this. Like, I feel like you will know when you meet this person, if you haven't already. For some of you, I feel like you already know who this is. But I feel like you will pick up on that fact, like, very, very quickly. With the Lovers, you have the King of Wands. There you go. King of Wands, King of Wands. Could be two bosses getting together here. You could be a boss, they could be a boss, and you're just bossing up together. So there you go. It could also be a fire sign, like I said. I would say if it's another fire sign, it's probably like a fire with air in their chart, or it's like an air sign with a bunch of fire in their chart, something like that. With the Eight of Wands, you have the Two of Wands. These are cards of socializing right here. This right here, Two of Wands literally says you have to get out into the world. Normally that guy is like standing at the top of his castle. He's got the world in his hands. He's reaching forward to that wand, but he's just looking out here. He's not looking at the world in his hands. He's like, oh, there's nothing for me to do. I can't go out there. I can't do anything. But he's got the whole world in his hands. So I feel for a lot of you, it's saying, obviously, if you want to find love, you're going to have to socialize here. You're going to have to get out in public. You're going to have to go talk to people, open your mouth, stuff like that. At the end here, we're going to look at the good stuff. This is going to be good no matter what. You have the Bat Spirit says, a rebirth is assured. You also have the Snake Spirit says, a time to heal. Yep, if you've gone through a heartbreak, definitely a good time to heal. You have the Four of Cups, the Moon, and the Three of Cups. Things are becoming clear, is what I'm getting here. Normally, the Moon would represent a lack of clarity, but actually, I like the Moon in the area of the good stuff, because it kind of says you could be leaving a Moon period. A Moon period is a period of, like, illusions, fantasies, not seeing things clearly. And so, again, this would say that you are finally seeing things clearly. You're finally gaining, like, a new understanding of where you're supposed to be in life. You have the Four Cups here. So the Four of Cups, again, normally is not a great card. It can represent disappointments or not getting offers that you desire. So there could be a really strong, desire or something that you do desire coming in for you. It's like you're finally getting something you want. That's really just the feeling I get here. And then you have the Three of Cups. This will be reason to celebrate. So I feel like there are going to be a lot of reasons for you to be very happy and to celebrate in the very near future. I see a lot of happiness here with the Three of Cups. I like it. It looks very, very good. Let's see. With the Four of Cups, you have the Ace of Wands. Yeah, passionate new beginning. We see this. Something is igniting your passions here, Sagittarius, is what this reading is saying. I really get the feeling that you're going from just nothing really getting you up in the morning, nothing getting you excited, to being very excited. This is could be in multiple areas of your life. I always say the Ace of Wands is that spark of inspiration. It's that spark of hope. It is that thing, it's my favorite card in the tarot, honestly, because, I think that the Ace of Wands, sometimes it's just like that one thing we need to break us free out of a funk, right? To break us out of a period where things are collapsing, we're going through a transformation. There's that castle that's crumbling in the background on the Ace of Wands. So it kind of says that you're breaking free from something like that. Here you go. With the moon, you have the Queen of Cups. You had the King of Cups, right? I swear I saw the King of Cups in this reading. Am I losing my mind? I guess I'm losing my mind. Whatever. But yeah, I thought you had the King of Cups. Doesn't matter. You have the Queen of Cups. You have all these Cups cards. Really, the Cups cards, I believe, in your reading are saying you need to follow your heart, because I feel like I'm losing my mind. I swear I saw the King of Cups here, but whatever. It doesn't matter. Again, like I said, I feel you need to follow your heart. She values her feelings over everything else, and maybe your feelings are becoming more clear as well. I think I said something at the beginning of the reading where it's like if you truly don't know like what you're passionate about or what to do in your life, you kind of have to start with your heart. You have to figure out like what lights you up, what gets you excited, and I really feel you need to like start moving in those directions. With the Three of Cups, you have the Nine of Cups. Yeah, major celebrations coming in for you, and wish fulfillment as well. Damn, Sag, this is a very good reading. I like where this is going. So we're going to pull 5 main themes. You have this egg. It says success assured with good plans and hard work. Yes, keep doing what you're doing. I feel like a lot of you, if this is work, you're already doing what you need to do. You have this turkey. It says someone is behaving stupidly. So there you go. I feel for those of you that have dumb people in your life, I would be careful of them. You have the skull spirit. It says hidden secrets can harm you. I would be careful of people who have secrets. It isn't. You also have this card that says bear. It says danger, especially in money matters. But again, I would be careful. I'm going to put these two together. I feel like they are together. I feel like it's saying be careful of people who have bad luck. I always tell people avoid people who have bad luck, right? Or who always have a problem. I avoid those people in my life, and people always say like, how dare you avoid people? I'm like, I know, how dare I have boundaries against people who can't get their shit together? If you're an adult, I'm sorry, if you're an adult and you are constantly having problems, then something needs to be corrected, right? And I get it. I had a lot of problems, right, in my life, but I fixed it. That's the big difference. So again, I avoid people who just constantly have a problem or always having bad luck, right? I get it when people are down on their luck and things like that. I don't avoid those people when they are just having a moment, but people who always have problems that they could easily fix, that's what we're talking about here. I would avoid those people because they're just going to drag you down into their mess. You have this wheel, and again, I would be careful of repeating people who repeat mistakes. It says indecisiveness, allowing your life to ramble aimlessly. I actually feel like you're not doing this. Again, like I said, I gave you the example at the beginning of the reading. If you don't know what to do, follow your heart, like I said. But for most of you, I feel like you have discovered something where your life is not rambling aimlessly. I feel like you finally know what to do. Yeah, you have this well cards, family wishes come true. Yes, definitely a lot of fulfillment coming in for you here. I want to see what this card was, and it says happiness. So a ton of happiness coming in for you as well. This looks really good. Sag, I love where this is going for you. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.